If your days feel like one long list of tasks and meetings and expectations and emails, and you find yourself saying things like, oh, I'll take a breath when this is done, or I'll rest when this is over, or I just need to make it through the week, then this video is for you. I'm Larisa Harrington, leadership and well-being coach, and today I want to talk about something that is simple but really powerful, and that's the pause. Not a vacation, not taking a whole day off, although that's nice sometimes, but I want to talk about the power of the pause, these intentional micro moments throughout the day that can completely shift our energy, our focus, and our ability to be able to show up and lead with clarity and calm. Why does this matter? Well, when we are in constant motion, without taking time to reset, our nervous system never gets a chance to regulate. And that's when overwhelm creeps in. That's when anxiety becomes our baseline. That's when we start snapping at our team and zoning out in meetings and forgetting what we were supposed to be doing in the first place. But here's the good news. You don't need to take a whole week off just to rest or to reset. You just need a pause. And so I'm not saying that you should never take vacations or never join me on one of our amazing retreats. What I'm saying is it's not all or nothing. It doesn't have to be that you go, 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 go until you're completely exhausted and then you are forced to take a break. I'm saying that you can be more intentional with pausing, with checking in. And that's what I want to chat about today. I teach my clients, especially the high performers and the leaders, how to build pauses into their day so they can stay grounded and focused and effective without burning out. And so let's talk about how. Step number one, reclaim the transition moments. So most people go from task to task, from meeting to meeting, without ever checking in with themselves. We're not machines. We're not meant to run nonstop. So the first place that we can build in a pause is between the transitions. So for example, after one meeting ends, before jumping into your email or jumping into the next meeting, or before walking into a high stakes conversation, or after finishing a task before you rush on to the next one, you can build in a 30-second pause. And so let's do it together now. So taking time to pause, it can be as simple as placing a hand or both hands over your heart and taking 3 slow, deep breaths. Let's do it now. We're building a pause into our day right now. 3 deep breaths. And as you're breathing, check in with yourself. How am I feeling right now? Right? Asking yourself that. How am I feeling right now? And what do I need in this moment? Right? That's it. Simple. Right? And it could be like, oh, I just kind of need to shake out, or I need a sip of water. I'm going to get a sip of water right now. We can check in. We can ask ourselves these questions. We can take that pause in between all of the other stuff that we're already doing. And sometimes we don't realize the power of the pause, the power of taking just a few seconds to check in with ourselves and how impactful that's going to have on us for our next meeting or our next task or the next thing that we're heading into, right? So that's tip number one is the transition, right? Taking that time to check in, to breathe, check in, how am I feeling? What do I need in this moment? And step number two is 60-second resets, right? So you don't need to wait until your day is falling apart. Let me back up here. If you notice that you are having high anxiety, you're feeling overwhelmed, you feel like you're really on edge, take a reset, right? Take time to check in with yourself. And you don't have to wait until you get to that place before you take 60 seconds. So in those 60 seconds, let's do it again right now. Maybe you are just stretching at your desk. Maybe you're standing up, right? Hopefully you're doing something right now, checking in with yourself. Deep breath, maybe breathing all the way in, pausing, retaining the breath for a moment, and then slowly breathing all the way out. Do that again. breathing all the way in, retaining the breath, breathing all the way out. And you can say an affirmation, something like, I am here now, right? Just give yourself permission to be present. I know we've got a lot going on in our life, a lot of stuff floating around in our brain all the time. That's what happens when you are a kind-hearted high performer, which I know you are. If you're here listening to me right now, you care about others. You care about doing amazing work in the world. So it makes sense that you feel like you have a lot going on all the time. Give yourself permission to take those 60 seconds. So maybe you're actually like putting it on your calendar to take time, or maybe it's after certain things that you do on a regular basis. You're like, okay, I'm going to take these 60 seconds now to do something a little bit more substantial, right? So the first tip was around those transitions. Hey, after every meeting, I'm going to take 30 seconds. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to check in, right? Because those could be the times you're like, oh, I've been holding my pee for hours because I've been going from meeting to meeting. I need to use the restroom. Or I am feeling very dehydrated right now. I need to get some water, right? Those check-in times. And then these longer, right? 60 seconds, these longer breaks. So tip number 2 is an opportunity to really focus on breathing, grounding, right? Stretching, resetting. Okay. And so you can do these while you're working, while you're at your desk. You can do it in between Zoom calls. You can do it when you're walking to your car. It's about being intentional with taking time for yourself, right? The power of these little pauses. And you don't have to worry about doing it perfectly. It's an opportunity to give your brain and your body the signal that you're safe, you're aware, you're in charge, right? You're checking in with yourself, making time for yourself. Step number 3 is building these pause anchors into our day. And so how do we make these things a habit? We tie it into something that we're already doing, these pause anchors. So here's an example. Maybe every time you go to open up your email, the pause anchor is you take one breath as you're or before you're opening up your email. Or before you pick up your phone, you're pausing and checking in with your intention. What is my intention as I am about to make this phone call? Or maybe before you pour your cup of coffee, you breathe and you ask, what's most important right now? Okay, so I'm just giving you some examples, but these pause anchors are opportunities for you to pair this mindful pause with something that's already an everyday habit so that it just becomes more automatic. And so, again, thinking about the things that you're already doing and then saying, what are the little pauses that I can add in so that they become more automatic and then it becomes more sustainable. You don't need new apps. You don't need, these hour-long routines. Yes, there are plenty of great apps. Yes, you might be listening to me right now on an app. However, we don't need all of that stuff in order to check in with ourselves, in order to do the things that we can do for ourselves to support our mental, physical, spiritual, emotional health and well-being, and to positively impact how we show up, how we live, how we lead. Or it's just these micro moments of presence. And then number 4, what happens when we pause? So we're talking about these little micro pauses that we can take into our day. Why does it matter? Well, when we are making time for these sort of pauses, these intentional check-ins with ourselves, it can help us respond instead of react. It can help us notice our emotions before they spill out and cause us to act in ways or we regret or ways that cause harm to ourselves or someone else. It can help us reconnect with our purpose, right? Even on those especially stressful days. It can help us lead with more clarity and more patience and presence. So, as we talk about tip number 4, remember your why. Why does it matter that we integrate these pauses into our day? Why does it matter that we show up as the type of human or leader that we want to show up as? Why does it matter for you? Every one of us has a different why. We have different values and different life experiences. There are different things that are important to each of us on a day to day basis. Some of us might share the same bigger values, but we're all different human beings. This is an opportunity for you to remember your why. Why does it matter that you care for yourself and that you're not burning out, that you're able to do the work that's meaningful for you? You're able to show up in the way that you want to show up in the world with your family, your friends, and your community, your job. Because when you are taking care of yourself, it's not just benefiting you when you're a parent or a teammate or a leader or partner. Everything you do to support yourself is actually also positively impacting the people around you. So it doesn't just benefit you, it benefits everyone around you. And it can create this ripple effect of grounded and conscious leadership. And it can start with a single breath or a single pause. So here's what I invite you to remember. You're not a robot. You're not meant to push yourself endlessly through every single day. You are a human being and you are worthy of care and time invested in yourself. Yes, please take vacations. Please do fun things for yourself, but don't underestimate the power of pausing and giving yourself these micro moments throughout the day. Right? It's a leadership school. It's a tool. It's a strategy. It's a reset button. It's an opportunity for you to invest in yourself so that you can continue investing in others. And the more that you practice these pauses, the easier they become and the more you expand your capacity. Not just to do more, but to be able to do more and accomplish more and have a bigger impact and so that you can show up with more ease and intention and joy in your life. So, if this resonated with you, I'd love to see it in the comments. Let me know what most resonated with you, what tip you want to start with, how this impacted you. I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks for being here and continue going out there in the world making a positive impact. And remember to take care of yourself along the way.